So today onwards we will start the subject anthropological thought. In anthropological thought we have different schools. This is a syllabus 12 units. In anthropological thought we have different schools. First I will give you the introduction of schools. Number 1. So what is the schools, sir? The schools are chronological arrangement of the thought, chronological arrangement of schools. So initially the first school which evolved is classical evolutionism. The first school which evolved is classical evolutionism. Means they gave their thoughts, they gave their views, they gave their perspectives. In their perspectives, there are some flaws, there are some errors. In order to come out of the errors, they gave another school like historical particularism. So it is 18th century thought, it have some errors. So next came historical particularism. Again there are some errors. Next came diffusionism. Again there are some errors. In order to correct those errors, again there is another school which is called as functionalism. So these schools are what, sir? For that question, this is the answer. So the schools are chronological evolution of thought process. Today what we are, sir? We are in the 6th generation of internet. So if someone asks, sir, what is 6G? What is 6th generation of internet? Then we will tell that, sir, there is a generations of internet which starts with 1. 1 means this, 2 means this, 3 means this, 6 is this. So when we tell, oh, in this way the internet connectivity has been evolved. Similarly, first generation computer, second generation computer, third. Similarly, in anthropological thought also, there is evolution of thought process from one generation to another generation. That evolution of thought process from one generation to another generation till the last is anthropological thought. So in this chronological order, first we will remember, like in the first class, how we remember the syllabus. First we will remember the schools. So first school is called as classical evolutionism. In this you know the meaning of classical. What is the English meaning of classical? Old. Classical means old, orthodox. Classical means old, orthodox. So first school of thought which evolved is old school of evolutionism or classical school of evolutionism. Then when these three people, Taylor, E.B. Taylor, Henry Morgan, James Frazer, when they gave this thought process, there are some flaws, there are some errors, there are some mistakes. So in order to cover those mistakes, another school came which is called as historical particularism, which is given by Franz Boas. Then there are some errors in the historical particularism thought process also. Sir, what is error, sir, you are talking about? Error means which things which are being unaddressed scientifically, which are ununderstandable to our brain, which doesn't have common sense, which doesn't have a reasoning, which doesn't have a logic, which are not empirical in nature. So those are called as errors which I am talking about. So in order to come out of these errors, in order to come out of these mistakes, in order to come out of these flaws, school after school, school after school, school after school, the schools got evolved. And finally we reached what? Today, which is called as not modern but postmodern, which is called as science. So it started from subjective analysis and ended at objective analysis. What is the meaning, sir? Subjective analysis and objective analysis. Subjective analysis means, for example, how I will behave after 10 minutes. No one can tell. Why? Because brain is subjective. We don't know. We don't have answer. Next minute what I am doing, you cannot guess. What happened yesterday in Jammu and Kashmir? People were been happily enjoying in Jammu and Kashmir. After abrogation of Article 370, suddenly what happened? Terrorists came and started asking about their religion and started killing. No one thought. Means what? Man behavior is what? Subjective. But man likes subjective or objective. Objective means certain, scientific. A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. So man likes a subjective behavior or objective behavior. You want me to be certain or you want me to be uncertain? Certain. So initially the thought process evolved from subjective nature, by subjective theories, like this it would be there, like this man was been there, in this way the civilization evolved, in this way the evolution happened. So it was subjective in nature. Now what happened? So people got criticized classical evolutionism, historical particularism, diffusionism, functionalism, structuralism, culture personality school, neo-evolutionism, culture materialism, symbolic and interpretative theories, cognitive theories. Finally we reached what? Postmodernism. So in this, today I am going to discuss about first school, which is called as classical evolutionism. So there are evolutionary perspective, there are evolutionary lines from 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, how the evolution happened, how the thought process has been evolved. Sir, what is thought you are talking about? Deni gurinchi sir thought antunnadu enti dan meaning enti ani ante the view of thinkers with respect to how evolution is happening. My view of how evolution happened, your view of how evolution happened, your view of how culture got evolved, your view of how civilization got evolved, your view of how society got evolved, that is called as thought. So thought is nothing but understanding the perspective. Thought is nothing but understanding how the evolution of cultures happened according to various thinkers. So first school of thought is what? Classical evolutionism. In this first school of thought, classical evolutionism, how many thinkers are there? 3 thinkers are there. One is called as E.B. Taylor, Henry Morgan, James Frazer. ఇలా ముగ్గురు ఎలా ఎవల్యూషన్ అయింది, వాట్ ఈస్ ద నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్? క్లాసికల్ ఎవల్యూషనిజం. ఎలా ఎవల్యూషన్ అయింది? ఓహో, ఇన్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ద ఎవల్యూషన్ హ్యాపెండ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు హూమ్? According to 3 thinkers. So wherever these 3 thinkers are there, we clubbed it together and called it as what? Classical evolutionism. And ela sir, can you more elaborate? For example, outside the classroom, one person is coming and asking me, sir, what you are? Then I tell I am secular. Means I don't give importance for any religion, I give importance for all religion. That is called as secular in my words. Then the same person asked everyone. Then everyone also told that yes, we are secular. Then he went out and he asked another class. Then in another class he asked, you people belongs to what? You people believes in what? They told we are Hindutva. Then another classroom he went. He asked, you people believe in what? We believe in Islamism. So outside person who is standing, what he will generalize? This are people belongs to secular school. These all people. This classroom, this people belongs to Hindutva school. This people belongs to Islamic school. So based upon their ideology, based upon their thought, we are clubbing together and calling them with the school name. So 3 people, E.B. Taylor, Henry Morgan, James Frazer, wondering is, he is from British, Henry Morgan is American, James Frazer is British. After his 50 years he came. These 3 people are not contemporary. These 3 people are at different geographies, but still their ideas are same. Their beliefs are same. So what we did, we clubbed it together and named it as what? Classical evolution. అలా అన్నమాట. అలా వాళ్ళ థాట్, వాళ్ళ ఐడియాలజీ, వాళ్ళ వ్యూస్, వాళ్ళ పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే సేమ్ ఉంటాయో, we club together and we call it as a school, which is called as classical evolutionism. So one by one we will open up. So E.B. Taylor. So in this way, the classical evolutionism is one school. In this classical evolutionism, so there are various schools. One school is called as classical evolutionism. In this classical evolutionism, 3 thinkers are there. One person name is called as E.B. Taylor, Henry Morgan, James Frazer. So first we will understand about, we will understand about the person called as E.B. Taylor. Then we will understand about his thought. First we will understand about E.B. Taylor, then we will understand about his thought. So who was this E.B. Taylor? First professional professor in anthropology. He was the founder of modern anthropology. He is very famous for the book called as Primitive Culture. Up to now, there was no professor in the discipline of anthropology. This grand old man was been regarded as the first professor of anthropology. His full name is E.B. Taylor, Edward Burnett Taylor. English anthropologist means British anthropologist. Whenever I use the word English anthropologist means British anthropologist, regarded as founder of cultural anthropology. His famous book is Primitive Culture. So, how these people became popular? These people became popular by the books, and the book name is called as Primitive Culture. Regarded as first professor of anthropology. He was regarded as first professor of anthropology, called as founder of modern anthropology. Means what? Before him there was no teacher, no professor, and no person who would explain anthropology to the world. So he was the first person, E.B. Taylor. And he is famous for which book? Primitive Culture. The next person is Henry Morgan. He is an American. Henry Morgan. First we will understand who is E.B. Taylor, who is Henry Morgan, who is James Frazer, and one by one we will disclose. Founding fathers, not founder. Founding fathers of modern anthropology. Means he was a contemporary to E.B. Taylor, little bit older, little bit younger when compared to E.B. Taylor, hence called as founding member of modern anthropology. Lewis Henry Morgan is known as pioneer of American anthropology. His study of human society, cultures, and how they developed. He studied about how cultures developed, how societies developed, how man developed. This was his focus. He was especially interested in studies about kinship. Kinship means he went to various societies. It will come slowly, the subject will become interesting. He went to various tribal communities in North American continent. He went to Iroquois Indians, he went near Red Indians, he went near Crow Indians. He saw there, at one place, father's brother was being called as father's brother. But in one place, father's brother was also called as father. In one place, father's brother was being given a specific name. In some places, in few places, a boy can marry father's brother's daughter, means sister and brother. But in some societies, a boy can marry father's brother's daughter. In some societies he saw, in tribal societies, father's sister's daughter he can marry. So he was confused. Why this much of variations with respect to calling by kinship terminology, or why this much differences in relationships? This had wondered Henry Morgan, and he studied about kinship systems. He was the first person in the field of mankind to understand about how people will call other man who is associated by blood, who is associated by marriage, by which term. So he focused on what? Kinship terminologies. So he studied which systems? Kinship systems. Ethnography, there is something called as ethnography, like thesis. He was the first person in the discipline of anthropology to write ethnography. What is ethnography, sir? If I am an anthropologist, I will go to one tribal community, I go there, I study there, I understand them, and I understand them from social, political, economical, cultural context, and I write a thesis. That thesis writing based upon field work is called as ethnography. So he was the first person who written ethnography on which tribal community? Iroquois. Tribal community. How we call Gond, how we called Chenchu. Similarly, there is a name called as Iroquois. Sir, you used the word called as Red Indian, Crow Indian, Omaha Indian, now Iroquois Indians. Indians is what? Indians means, it is actually Indiana. Indiana means, in Greek language, Indiana means native. Indiana means aboriginal. Indiana means local. Indiana means a tribe in Greek language. So Iroquois aboriginals, Omaha tribe, Red tribe, Indians means tribes. So he did ethnography on which tribal community? Iroquois. So he is the person who has been regarded as founding father of modern anthropology. He is very famous for kinship systems. He is the person who studied about evolution of society, evolution of cultures, evolution of marriages, everything. And he is written first ethnography in the field of anthropology. What is that ethnography? Iroquois. Number 2. Number 3, James Frazer. He is also English anthropologist. He is also British anthropologist. He is also English anthropologist. He is also British anthropologist. When we are studying about, as popular word, as a popular term I am using, Karl Marx. If I am studying about Karl Marx, if I am discussing about communism, if I want to start communism, I have to start with Karl Marx. So before entering into communism, if I explain about Karl Marx and if I explain about communism, you will understand. That is the reason before entering into the classical evolutionism, I am explaining about the classical evolutionism given by 3 people, their introduction. So these 3 people are who? E.B. Tylor, called as first professional anthropologist, first professional professor, anthropologist, and is famous for a book called as Primitive Culture. Second, Henry Morgan. What is about? American. He is American. Next, he studied about evolution of cultures, evolution of societies, evolution of civilizations. Next what? Kinship. And he is the first person to write ethnography on a tribal community called as Iroquois. Then James Frazer, British social anthropologist, influential in the early stages of modern studies of comparative religion. He was the first person to study about religion. Dharma. He was the first person to study about religion. And he compared religion. How Hinduism is there, how tribal religions are there, how Christianity is there, how Islam is there. In anthropological context, the first person who studied about religions comparatively is which person? James Frazer. Kinship is studied by whom? Henry Morgan. Religion is studied by whom? What he studied will be the subject. What he studied will be the thought process. One of the founders of contemporary anthropology, Frazer was among the first to study religion as a social activity that would be compared. So he was the first person, very famous for studying what? Religion. So these 3 people, one is Britisher, other is American, other is again Britisher. These 3 people combined together and gave a thought process which is called as classical evolutionism. So these 3 people combined together, and what they gave, sir? Classical evolutionism. Means what, sir? There will be some points. There will be some points. There will be some concepts. So that concepts, that features is called as classical evolutionism. So what are those? Number 1. He told evolution of man didn't happen just like that. Evolution of culture didn't happen just like that. Evolution happened stage by stage. Stage by stage. Stages of evolution of culture. Evolution of culture happened stage but not spontaneous. So they believed that man did not evolve like this. Culture did not become like this. Directly we are not civilized. So our stages are stage after stage. So they told that the first man was savagery man. The next man is barbaric man or barbarism. And the next man is civilization or civilized man. So our evolution happened according to classical evolutionism. First we were in savagery, naked, without any rules and regulations. That man is called as savagery man or savagerism. Eating animals. That is the reason we call savage man. Eat raw animals. So first stage of evolution is what? Savagery. Then what? We started wearing dress, but still we are animalistic in nature. Barbarism. And today we are what? Civilization. So first form of evolution is, first thought process with respect to classical evolutionism, they believed combinedly that evolution didn't happen spontaneously, evolution happened. number one. Number two, they opined the concept of racial superiority is a psychological myth. Yellow color is most important. Is a psychological myth. You know, at that time, America, Europe, what was the problem? Racism. What was the problem? Racism. White people versus black people. White people used to tell that you black people, you get out from here. This land belongs to white people. We will walk on the road, you have to walk on the mud. That was a situation which is called as racism. These three people are white people, and in 18th century racism was very high, but still these three people told that racial superiority is a psychological myth. అదొక మిత్. అంటే వైట్గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ సుపీరియర్, డార్క్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ ఇన్ఫీరియర్ అనేది ఒక సైకలాజికల్ మిత్. దిస్ త్రీ పీపుల్ బిలీవ్డ్. So means what? The classical evolutionism was against what? Racism. So means what? The classical evolutionism was indirectly countering what? Racists. Classical evolutionists are against racial discrimination. They didn't believe in supremacy of any race. They are white. At that time, white domination was there, but still they didn't accept the domination of white, and they advocated against racism. Oh, so they told evolution is stage after stage. Second, they were also against racism. We are understanding their thought process. I am simplifying one by one. Oh, this is the first thought. This is second thought. Like bullet points we are discussing. Why they came to this conclusion, I will tell you. థర్డ్, అంటే ఆ క్లాసికల్ ఎవల్యూషనిజంలో ఏమేమి ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇవన్నీ ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. దెన్ ఇండివిజువల్లీ హౌ ఈబీ టైలర్ ప్రూవ్డ్, హౌ హెన్రీ మార్గన్ ప్రూవ్డ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు హిమ్, హౌ జేమ్స్ ఫ్రేజర్ ప్రూవ్డ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు హిమ్. థర్డ్, advocated comparative methods and survivals of the past. They believed that if we want to understand evolution, we can understand evolution only through comparative methods. Means, for example, today you got all India rank 41, for example 40, you got all India rank 40. Another person got didn't clear the prelims only. Another person didn't clear the prelims only. Both are friends, both are from same classroom program, both are from same hostel, same reading room, parents are neighbors in same colony, but one person got 40th rank, another person didn't even clear the prelims. If I see only this person, then I will understand that he got 40. If I see only this person, then I will understand this person didn't clear the prelims. But what is the problem? Why this particular person is unable to clear the prelims? Why this person able to get 40 rank? Means what I should do? I have to compare. So he told that if you want to understand evolution, how evolution of India happened, how evolution of America happened, how evolution of British happened, you need to do what? Comparison. So advocated comparative methods, number one. Number two, and promoted what? Survivals of the past. Survivals of the past means what, sir? What is present in the past, if it is there today also, it is called as survivals of the past. For example, just example for your better understanding. At the time of marriage, there is something called as sacred thread which is tied to the woman by men. At the time of marriage ceremony, what it is? What is marriage? Marriage is nothing but the two matured individuals who have their own opinions, who have their own understanding, who have their own individual opinions and individuality. When they come together and stay together, it's called as marriage. Then why there is the importance of a sacred thread? Why there is an importance of sacred thread? So we are understanding in the past, our ancestors devised a system. When a male tie a sacred thread to the female, it means a marriage ritual has been done, and that thread is called a sacred thread, which is of lot of rituals and blessings of God. So when this particular person ties in front of all the people, it is evident that this person had married her. So if he want to abandon her also, it is not possible. Why? Because there is one evidence which is there, which is called as Sacred thread. So that sacred thread which is there in the past, today in the 21st century also, where boy and girl both are working together, male and females are having all the rights, there is feminism, there is male chauvinism, then what is the importance of having sacred thread in the 21st century at the time of marriage, but still sacred thread is there? Survivals of the past. So, which was present in the past, which is present today, which doesn't have that much significance. Why? Because if they tie sacred thread also, they can be divorced, no. But still, if they get it tied together, there is some emotion, some religious aspect, some ritual aspect is there. They will not get divorced easily because of that sacred thread. So what was present in the past, if it is present today, that is called as survivals of the past. So this was been told by three people with lot of evidences. Yes, what was present in the past, if it is present today, without function also, that is important. సరే దానివల్ల ఏదైనా ఫంక్షన్ ఉంది అంటే, ఏదైనా అవసరం ఉంది అంటే ఉంది అని అనుకోవచ్చు. అవసరం లేకపోయినా కూడా ఉంది అంటే అదేదో ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇట్ డజంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ఫంక్షన్ బట్ స్టిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజ్డ్. ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ as survivals of the past. So first thing is what? The evolution is stages but not spontaneous. Second thing is what? Racial superiority is psychological myth. Third is what? Advocated comparative methods and survivals of the past. Fourth, means why they are combined together under a school called as classical evolutionism, because of the similarities. Fourth, culture parallels is due to psychic unity of mankind. Cultural parallels is due to psychic unity of mankind. Means what? I will tell you. These three people believed that man, it can be, they believed that man, it can be in Africa, it can be in India, it can be in China. See the map. It can be China, it can be Russia, it can be United States of America, it can be India. Man needs are same. 2 o'clock lunch, 9 o'clock dinner. Man needs are same. So when man needs are same across the globe, if same environment is given, means what? This man is hungry in one island, another man is hungry in another island. Environments are same. Environment. Another man is living in another island in Indian Ocean, in Pacific Ocean, in Atlantic Ocean, in Arctic Ocean, in Pacific Ocean. So he is hungry. Need is what? Food. When the needs, man needs are same. When the needs are same, environments are same. So man want to come out of this need. Man want to satisfy his need, means man want food. So environment is same. So he will go for fishing. Why? Because environment is for what? Island, ocean. In ocean what we will get? Fish, but not animals. So he is going for what? Fishing. So man, wherever, when the needs are same, when the environments are same, the systems which are evolving also will be same. That is called as culture parallels. Fishing, everywhere same. Why everywhere same? Man thought process is same. Why man thought process is same? Needs are same. From that need, why this thought is coming? Because his environment is same. So that thought process everywhere will be the same. The thought process where everywhere will be the same. For example, a man who is preparing for UPSC in Ashok Nagar, the man who is preparing for civil service in Rajendra Nagar, whether he will read the same, almost same newspaper, almost same books, almost with same mentality, almost thinking only about what after national, what food he will give at 8:30, then which reading room I have to join, whether the thought process will be same or thought process will be different. Why? Because needs are same, environments are same, obviously the thought process also will be same. That concept is called as psychic unity of mankind. When man is thinking same, the systems which are evolving also will be same. When needs are same, when environments are same, so thoughts also will be same. When thoughts are same, systems which are evolving also will be same. When the systems which are evolving same, means cultures are same. So cultures are same means what? Culture parallels. Culture parallels is due to what? Psychic unity of mankind. Believed man needs across the globe are same. Food, clothing, shelter, sex, man needs are same. Hence, to satisfy the same needs, the response in the form of thought process is also the same. Hence, culture evolved in the same sequence. When they named it as, then they named it as culture parallels. Because of same thought process, which they named it as what? Psychic unity of mankind. When man needs are same, when environments are same, then obviously the thought will be same, and the systems which are evolving because of thoughts is same, hence the cultures are same, hence the concept is called as culture parallels. Fifth one, human cultures as whole are socio-cultural institutions, evolve in unilinear sequence, simple to complex. When our birth happened, we were simple. When our birth happened, we are simple. In the process, we are becoming complex or we are becoming more simple? Complex. So they believe that evolution is from simple to complex. Evolution is from homogeneity to heterogeneity. That is nothing but savagery, barbarism, civilization. And lastly, they believed Victorian society as the highest stage of development. These three people came to a conclusion and told that Victorian society is the highest stage of development. What is Victorian society? British society. So these three people, their ideas are same, their principles are same, their ideologies are same. Number one, what? Stages of evolution is stage by stage. Number two, against racism. Third, comparative methods. Next, culture parallels. What is culture parallels? Same. Fifth, from simple to complex, homogeneity to heterogeneity. Sixth is what? They believed that Victorian society is the highest stage of. So, these three people are independently separate. E.B. Taylor is sitting somewhere in London. Henry Morgan somewhere sitting in USA. James Frazer sitting somewhere in Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, when the books of these three people were being read, unfortunately the same concepts were being given. Hence they combined together and given one school name which is called as that is what. So these three people believed in these 7 points. First point is devolution will be stage after stage. Second, racial superiority, psychological myth. Third, comparative methods, parallels, survivals of the past. Next, psychic unity of mankind. Next, simple to complex. Last, Victorian society is. This is the thought of classical evolutionism. Next we will go one by one. What E.B. Taylor told. What E.B. Taylor told. What Henry Morgan told. So these people are together, we are calling it as what? Classical evolutionism. వీళ్ళందరిని ఎందుకు క్లాసికల్ ఎవల్యూషన్ అనడానికి కారణాలు ఏంటి? వీళ్ళ ముగ్గురు అనుకోకుండా ఒకటే చెప్పారు. మీరు ఎక్కడో ఉన్నారు, నేను ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాను, అతను ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాడు. మీరు ఒకటి చెప్పారు, అతను ఒకటి చెప్పాడు, నేను కలిసాయి అనుకోండి. అరే భలే కలుస్తున్నాయి, కానీ వీళ్ళందరూ ఏం చేసాం మనము? ఒక్కటే స్కూల్ కింద చేసామన్నమాట. ఆ స్కూల్ పేరు ఏంటంటే క్లాసికల్ ఎవల్యూషన్. సో నౌ క్వశ్చన్ కమ్ వై దే టోల్డ్ సచ్. మరి ఎందుకు చెప్పుంటారు? వై దే టోల్డ్ దట్ నౌ వీ విల్ బి అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఇండివిజువల్లీ. వై E.B. Taylor told? What is his reasoning? Why we should think psychic unity of mankind is same? Why, if I am living in island, why I should go for fishing? Why I cannot go for any other thing? I can go for farming also. Why I should think only about fishing? Some questions came. So how E.B. Taylor addressed it? How Henry Morgan addressed it? What is the view of James Frazer? Now we will be seeing individually. So first we understood 3 introductions. Next we understood the salient features of classical evolutionism. And next, what is the thought of E.B. Tylor? British anthropologist Edward Burnett Tylor, widely considered as among the founders of anthropology. First professional anthropologist, which means full-time, which means full-timer. Primitive culture is, the book name called as Primitive Culture is generally considered Taylor's most important work. The famous book is called as Primitive Culture. He contributed to the evolutionary study of culture in anthropology through his study of religion. And in which book he mentioned, he also studied about religion, he also studied about how the evolutions happened of all the systems, in which he also studied about evolution of religion, and he came to conclusion that the first form of religion is animism. So he discussed about evolution of religion. So how this religion evolved, and according to him, first form of religion is what? Animism. What is his concept? He believed that there was a question among primitive people. In his book Primitive Culture, he written, there was a question that what will happen to the man when he dies? Now also everyone have the big question. We are so much active, so much vibrant, so much dynamic, but once we died, what is happening to us? This question was there among primitive people also. So E.B. Tylor, in his book, he mentioned that this man after his death, that man will convert in the form of a soul. And this soul, in Greek language, it called as anima. The soul will have supernatural power, which can control nature. And people started worshipping this soul. Soul in Greek language is called as what? Anima. Ism means worship. Worship of soul is called as animism. So in this way, the first form of religion in the process of evolution of religion is what? Animism. So there was a question, again I am repeating. There was a question. What happens to the man after death? People are unanswered. Then there was a thought process among the primitive people. Then they came to a conclusion that the man after death will be converted in the form of anima, means soul, which will have supernatural power, which have the power to control the nature. So people are dependent upon nature, and when we are controlling nature means superpower only, no? So hence they understood that souls are having the power to control the nature, hence they started worshipping the souls, hence worship of soul is called as animism. There you wrote down one sentence there, here. There was a question, gap low, there was a question just beside animism. There was a question among the primitive people, just beside animism. There was a question among the primitive people, what happens to the man after his death? What happens to the man after his death? This question was unanswered. This question was unanswered. E.B. Tylor in his book Primitive Culture gave the answer. E.B. Tylor in his book Primitive Culture gave the answer. Man after death turns into soul, in bracket anima, ANIMA, which have supernatural power, to control the nature, hence started worshipping the souls. In bracket animism. Okay. Next, Taylor believed that humanity had begun in the stage of primitiveness, which is called as savagery, and progressed to barbarism, and finally progressed to civilization. So he want to put to us that man started living in primitive stage, like animals, savage man, savagery. As the time is going on, the animals started limited. Animals are becoming extinct. But needs are permanent. The needs are persistent. Food. The needs are persistent. At one point of time, he understood that I have to do something such that I have to produce food. Up to now, I was collecting the food. Yes or no? English words. Up to now, I was collecting the food. అంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్నదాన్ని కలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాను. హంటింగ్ అంటే కలెక్షనా, ప్రొడక్షనా? కలెక్షన్ కదా, ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది అది. యానిమల్ ఈజ్ దేర్. సో ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ అండ్ కలెక్టింగ్ ఇట్ అండ్ కన్జ్యూమింగ్ ఇట్. సో hunting is what? Collection, food collection. So what happened? Savage man, he was going here and there, and wherever the animals are there, he used to collect and consume, collect and consume, collect and consume. When he is collecting but not producing, what will happen? At one point of it starts reduction. The number will come down. So animals' numbers are reducing. And he understood that now I should not only collect but I should also produce. He started using brain, means he started evolving. Using brain means what? Evolving. When we start using brain means that means we are evolving. When he started using brain, necessity came. Why necessity came? Number of animals are reducing. Necessity is a mother of invention. So then he understood that I should produce food. He started producing food in the form of agriculture. Hence barbarism. He started wearing dress. He started cultivating the food. But however, that animal tendency is there. So barbaric man, barbarism. Then he understood that every time we don't have any certainty, we don't have any guarantee that we will live or not. Suddenly someone will attack for our resources. Suddenly someone will attack for our food. So how many days we have to be in this uncertainty? So we will devise a system whereby in our society 10 people we will collect and we will put them as leaders, 10 people we will collect and put them as security guards, 10 people who are good we will tell them to go for hunting or go for food production and tell them to give, and everyone will collect some tax, will give to the political leaders, will give to the security guards. So now I don't have a common man. Now I no need to worry about myself. Why? Because there is security guard is there, and who is going to manage the security guard means political leaders are there. Early morning I will go for hunting. I will eat my share and I will give a little bit share as a part of tax. So what will happen? My life guarantee will be there. Why? Because someone is guarding me, and that people are managed by whom? Political leaders. Then if they are managing, if they are guarding, someone should give them food, no? Why? Because they are not going for hunting. Then who will give them food? I will go for hunting. For my family, I will bring my food, and one part I will give for the security guards. For your understanding, one part I will give it for state, and the state amount will go for political leaders. The state amount will go for this people who are guarding. So they will do their duty. Why? Because they are getting their food. These people will manage. Why? Because they will get their food. I will do my work. Why? Because I am getting guarded. So man became civilized. Man became civilized. In this way, the stages of evolution is from savagery to barbarism to civilization. Every phase is because of necessity. When he was a food collector, the number is reducing. He worried. If numbers are reduced, if the numbers are disappeared, then what about my food? So now I have to change it. So he changed it to production. From food collector to food production. Savagery to barbarism. I am producing. But from other societies, people are attacking me for the resources. First I should guard myself. So I have to establish system. So hence I became what? Civilized. So why I became civilized? There was a necessity to guard my resources. There was a necessity to guard my area. There was a necessity to protect my geography. So hence I devised a system. The system is civilized system, hence called as civilization. So according to E.B. Taylor, the phases of evolution is because of necessity. Savagery to barbarism to civilization. Necessity made man to evolve. Taylor believed that his own society was the most highly evolved and most civilized of its day, Victorian society. He thought it still contained many irrational elements that progress would eventually eliminate. So what he wanted to tell, evolution is a process. Civilization is also not permanent. More systems will evolve. Why? Because some irrational elements will present. So these irrational elements will go on, I will become more objective. Irrational means unscientific. Some irrational elements will go, I will become more scientific. Unscientific elements will go, I will become more scientific. So daily I will become what? More rational. More rational means more civilized. So man is in the process of evolution. The evolution will never be an meaning is that man is in the process of evolution, but man will never be an end. So evolution is end or evolution is means? Evolution is means, according to E.B. Taylor. Yes. Doubts I will take. So first is what? He told about what? Animism. Second, what he told? Evolution is from savagery to barbarism to civilization. Third is what? Monogenism, what I told you. Psychic unity. He gave the name called as monogenism. Every man will have same thought process. Why everywhere man will have the same thought process? Because needs are same. True. If you become an IAS officer, if your friend is an aspirant, one friend is rickshaw puller. 3 days if you don't give food, these three people will think in the same way. Whatever it may be, I want food now. I will not think that I am an IAS officer, I am an aspirant or rickshaw puller. 3 people will think in the same. So the thought process will be the same when the needs are same. That psychic unity of mankind combined together, we gave it as psychic unity of mankind. But particularly E.B. Taylor named it as what? Monogenism. ఈయన ఇచ్చిన పదం ఏంటి? మోనోజెనిజం. జనరల్లీ what we call it as psychic unity of mankind. Generally we call it as psychic unity of mankind. But E.B. Taylor gave the term called as meaning అదే, కానీ టర్మ్ ఏంటి? మోనోజెనిజం. Taylor's belief in monogenism, that he believed that all human beings followed the same course of development, an idea often referred to as psychic unity, following the thinking of, whereas it was also been supported by Adolf Bastian, T silent, Adolf Bastian. What he told, widespread presence of similar material artifacts in diverse areas of the world proved the uniform nature of human thinking. Yes, what E.B. Taylor told is correct. I am Adolf Bastian. Same materials are present everywhere. Lakshmikant Indian polity book is there in old Rajendra Nagar. Lakshmikant Indian polity book is present in Ashok Nagar. Complete Anthropology McGraw Hills by Vishnuvardhan Sir is present in Ashok Nagar and in old Rajendra Nagar. So books are same. Why? Because needs are same. Adolf Bastian told materials are same everywhere. ఎందుకు మెటీరియల్ సేమ్ ఉండాలండి? ఒకటే విధంగా ఆలోచిస్తేనే. కొంచెమన్న వేరియేషన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, మరి వేరియేషన్స్ లేకుండా మెటీరియల్స్ అంటే వస్తువులు, మెటీరియల్స్ ఆర్ సేమ్. వై? బికాస్ థాట్స్ ఆర్ సేమ్. హెన్స్ వాట్ E.B. Taylor advocated got support from whom? Adolf Bastian. All humans would solve in similar ways the problems their societies and environment presented to them. The problems which are being given by society and environment to them are being solved the same. What is problem? Neede kada problem. When people are given with the same problem, when people are given with the same challenge, people will be solving it similarly. It is called a psychic unity of mankind. What is the biggest problem? Need. satisfaction of need. Their societies and environments, same environments. Each new social order presented problems that had to be solved with increasing rationality. So slowly what happened? When man was savagery, there also man was savagery, there also man was savagery. Why? Because the thought process was same. As time is going on, problems are becoming complex. Why? Because number of animals are reducing. Number of animals are reducing means problem is becoming complex or simple? Complex. So when the problems are becoming complex, I have to solve it more rationally. When I am solving it more rationally, I am evolving. So there also I am evolving, here also I am evolving, there also evolving. So hence savagery, barbarism, civilization, which is called as culture parallels. Difference between societies resulted from the fact that some societies had progressed fastest or farther along this pathway than other societies. But you will get a question, so he answered, EBT there. Sir, if that is the case, then America is why 100 years fast forward? Why Pakistan is 100 years backward? So, some societies will become rational quicker. Some societies will take time to become quicker. For example, Afghanistan, do you know or not, 2020 only, I believe, 2020, when Taliban had took over the power in Afghanistan, August 14th, 2020 or 2019 or 2018, when Afghanistan, Taliban had overtook the power of democracy in Afghanistan. What happened? This Talibani government told, stop all the girls' schools, close all women universities, take all mobile phones from all women, tell all women to close their complete body parts and wear burqas. Means what? They are in the same stage, but what happened today in 2024, when 2018, when Pakistan, India and Bangladesh or Afghanistan are in same stage, but today we are not in same stage. Why? Because what happened in Afghanistan? They became backward because they didn't adopt it to the scientific conditions. So some societies will flourish quicker, some societies might not flourish quicker. Sometimes they might accept quicker, they might not. So for the question, sir, మరి అలాంటప్పుడు everywhere savagery, barbarism, civilization should be there, no? So where America is there, India also should be there. Where China is there, India also should be there. Then why America is farther? So he answered that some places people will accept quicker, few places people will not accept quicker. That is the reason there is a difference in evolution. There is difference in evolution. Got it? For Tylor and other scholars, Lewis Henry Morgan, psychic unity was based on biology but tied to the idea that humanity had to follow a single course of progressive social development. But however, they believed that some might be delayed, some might be quick, but everyone should be from A to B to C. Savagery to barbarism to civilization. ప్రిలిమ్స్ క్లియర్ అవ్వాలి, మెయిన్స్ క్లియర్ అవ్వాలి, ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్లియర్ అవ్వాలి. కొందరికి తొందర అవుతుంది, కొందరికి లేట్గా అవుతుంది. ఎప్పటికైనా అవుతుందని ఎవరు చెప్తారు? టేలర్ చెప్తాడు అనమాట. సో కంపల్సరీ దెర్ ఈస్ savagery, barbarism, these are the three phases. They should go through these three phases. Some might be quicker, some might be delayed. Comparative methods. The traits or characteristics of societies could be compared with one another to determine where each fit on the evolutionary scale. A clear path from savagery to civilization could then be delineated. Simple. When we compare, then only we can understand. When we compare, then only we can understand. A person who cleared in the very first attempt, a person who cleared in the sixth attempt or fifth attempt. If I see this person, you attempt in sixth attempt, hey, go from here. You attempt in the first attempt, hey, shabash. But when I will understand the importance of the sixth attempt person and first attempt person, oh, this person after graduation, After doing job, then he started preparing for civil services. So obviously he will take time. This person, already father and mother both are IAS officers, or from intermediate onwards they started preparing for civil services. 10 plus 1, 10 plus 2, degree 1, 2, 3, they prepared for civil services. So obviously there is high chance that they will become IAS in the very first time. When I came to this conclusion? When I compared. So they advocated what? Comparative methods. When we compare, then we will understand the stages of evolution. Why few are delayed, why few are quicker. Oh, Afghanistan is delayed. Why? Because they didn't adopted. America is quicker. Why? Because they adopted quicker. So when I will come to this conclusion, when I compare Afghanistan with USA, when I compare USA with India. So there is a need for comparison. Who advocated? E.B. Tylor. కంపారిటివ్ మెథడ్స్ అంటే కంపారిటివ్ మెథడ్స్ ఉంటేనే మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది ఎవరు క్విక్గా అవుతారు, ఎవరు డిలేగా అవుతారు. కల్చరల్ సర్వైవల్స్. Cultural survivals of the past. Survival is a material trait or a social custom existing in a society that had no clear logical use and necessity within that society. Simple, I will tell you. See, what happened in the 14th century and 15th century? In the 14th century and 15th century, 13th century, 12th century in British, all the elites of British, they used to wear this dress, which is called as horsemanship. If any man is wearing this dress, he is an elite. Why he used to wear this dress? Because it is very easy to ride a horse. It is very easy to ride a horse. He can keep his leg here and he can jump easily and he can ride a horse. Why? Because at that time there are no vehicles. So if he want to travel, he has to ride the horse. So hence I devised a dress called as horsemanship dress. 11th century, 12th century, before also 14th century, 15th century till 16th century. Then what happened after 17th century? Industrial revolution started in 17th and 18th century in Britain. Vehicles started, steam engine came, cycles came, bicycles came. So horses reduced, usage of horses reduced. But what happened? If any function is there, if any party is there, they are still wearing the dress and coming. Then E.B. Tylor understood that earlier you used to wear this dress. Why? Because you need to ride the horse. But today you are coming in two-wheeler, you are coming in three-wheeler, you are coming in four-wheeler, but still you are wearing the same dress. Survivals of the past. The dress is symbol of eliteness. The dress is symbol of eliteness. So it doesn't have any significance today. I should not wear and come. Why? Because I have my own two-wheeler, I have my own three-wheeler, I have four-wheeler, I can just wear pant and shirt and I can come. But still the people are wearing this, which is a symbol of culture. People of Tamil Nadu and Madras or lungi, yeah, we people also. Two-wheeler also lungi. Two-wheeler pant is very, very comfortable, but still lungi. Why, sir, it is not comfortable now? No, white lungi I will wear and come. It is a symbol of, it's a culture past. It is a symbol of past. Survivals of the past. The motto is to attend the function. The motto is to attend the function and take the photo and eat and come. Then what if my dress is night dress or short or colorful dress is immaterial. I should go there. But still why we wear? Survivals of the past. Cultural dress we will wear and wear. The same way he told, there is something called as culture survival, which doesn't have any significance. If it is having significance, if I use it, it is not called as culture survival. Understand this. If it is having purpose, if I use the past thing in today, it is not called as culture survival, which doesn't have any significance. But still, if I use it, it is called as అవసరం ఉంటే ఎవరైనా వాడతారండి, అది కల్చర్ సర్వైవల్ అనము. అవసరం లేకపోయినా కూడా వాడతాం కదా, దాన్ని ఏమంటాం మనం? కల్చర్ సర్వైవల్. So without any significance, people are using it, means it might be something very serious. It doesn't have any function, but still we are following it, means it is something emotional. It doesn't have any need, but still we are feeding it like old people. Yes, why? Because it is our culture. We are not sending to old age homes because it is our setup. It is our cultural setup. They might be thrown out into the old age homes, but still it might be 90 years also we are feeding them because it is our culture. They are not purposeful, yes or no? 90 years are not purposeful, but still we are doing it. It is our culture. Those concepts are called as culture survival. Those things can be material or non-material. Sir, రెండిటి మధ్యలో వ్యత్యాసం ఏంటి? Material means things. Non-material means what? Values, beliefs, customs, traditions. Those are called as non-material. Earlier we used to cook in pots. Pot is what? Material or non-material? Material. Today we are cooking in utensils. Aluminium pans, steel pans, etc., etc. But if you go to a hotel, there is a pot biryani, means the price will be more. And it's a privilege eating in a pot biryani. Pot is kunda ante em undadu. Survivals of the past, which doesn't have any significance, but we are using. It can be material or it can be non. Those are called as culture survival, which is given by whom? E.B. Tylor. Again, first one, animism. Religion, in the process of evolution of religion, the first form of religion according to E.B. Tylor is animism, which he written in the book called as Primitive Culture. Second, evolution is stage after stage from savagery to barbarism to civilization. Third, psychic unity of mankind, monogenism. Fourth, comparative methods. Fifth, culture survivals. Culture survivals. Yes or no? You will see some in few English movies. Today also, if any party is having, they will be wearing the same dress and they will be coming. The dress doesn't have any significance, but still they wear. Why? Because elite people. Today also in the House of Lords, like our upper house, they also have upper house, House of Lords. They wear this. Why they will white? The judge will wear white color? No. It's a original white color. Wig. The British judge will wear a white wig. Why? Culture survival. So the white wig should wear when they are giving a judgment, which is they are following since, means old man. Old man will not do any mistake. That is the belief. What is the conclusion? Why I should conclude that he is an old man? White wig. So a 40 years judge also will wear a white wig. Why? Because culture survival. What is British culture is telling that old man will not do mistake. But the judge is young. So they made him as old by making him to wear culture survival. After the marriage, May month, hot summer, sun is on the top, bride and groom will come. He will come, see there, Arundhati, star is there. Sir, only sun is there. He will, where sun, you can see 2 stars. Yes, 2 stars are there shining. Yes, correct. Now you go inside. Afternoon, who will see stars? But he is seeing star. It's called as culture survival. And you will know, I'm communist, I'm not seeing any star there. Only sun is there. Then after 20 days, they are fighting like anything. Then the priest, I know that fellow was so much, I know it will break and it became into pieces, I know. Culture survival. What the reason they will tell? They will reason that this fellow is not following culture survival, which doesn't have a function, but still it is followed, is called as culture survival. Animism. Tylor defined animism as the general belief in spiritual beings and referred to as a groundwork of philosophy of religion. Groundwork, beginning of religion is what? Animism, groundwork, beginning. Beginning of religion is through animism, hence called as groundwork of philosophy of Religion. It is the most basic form of religion. Basic means what? First form of religion. Animism has two elements. Then what happened? There was a question. Then people were being dissatisfied. So he written one concept according to his view. He is actually called as armchair anthropologist. He didn't do any field work, just he will sit, think and he will write. So he written. Primitive man used to sleep. Primitive man used to get dreams. Every man will get dreams, sir. So two types of dreams are there. Daydreaming, night dreaming. So night dreaming is a common concept. So few people have the habit of daydreaming. So people, what they think, primitive people, according to E.B. Tylor, when they go for daydreaming, when they are dreaming and they are sleeping, so their soul will go into the dreams. He gave a story for it. The soul will go into the dreams. If he is not waking up in the daytime, they will not disturb. Why? Because they believe that he is in the dreams. Then night completed, another day, he didn't get up. 2 days completed. Third day, they will come to a conclusion that the soul which went into the dreams, again it didn't came back into the body. So it escaped into the cosmos. When it is escaped into the cosmos, it becomes super powerful. It will have supernatural power. So he believed, he told, so man is a daydreamer. So when night he is dreaming, he will get up in the morning. When he is not got up in the morning, they will think that this man is alive in the dreams. Please don't disturb him. The day completed. The next night completed. Next day completed. On the third day, they will come to a conclusion that the man's soul was in dreams, but it didn't came back and it escaped into the cosmos. Means whatever may be the reason, they used to believe that the death is after 2 days, believing that the soul might escape into the cosmos by daydreaming concept. Hence the soul which from dreams it escaped into the cosmos is having supernatural power. Now it is having supernatural power, hence worshipping soul called as animism. The continued existence of individual soul after death and the existence of spiritual beings who affect or control events in the world. So soul will not die, the soul will be with the body or the soul will be escaped into the cosmos. So this soul which is in the body is man. The soul which is escaped into the cosmos is God. Supernatural power. So people will be worshipping the soul. Why we will, sir, there is no big thing to laugh. What he told is also come. We will do Pitrupakshalu. We will give to our ancestors. Our parents will give it to the ancestors. People will believe they will give food to the crow. After the death, the people will give food to the crow. The people will eat. The people will not eat or people will be waiting till the crow come and eat. Then only they will be satisfied and they will be doing party. Then only they will eat food. If the crow is not coming and eating, means they will have a myth that the soul is unhappy. The soul might come any day. The soul might come any day, so everyone will eat, but everyone will scold, you did something wrong, what type of family you are, that man is not at all happy, the man died, soul is in between, that soul will not become, means what it is, we believe it, means soul is having some supernatural power. That means we also believe in the 21st century that soul is having some supernatural power. The soul is entering into which animal? Which bird? Crow. Similarly, he had his own concept that, so the man was a daydreamer. After the daydreaming also, if the soul is not coming into the body, that soul will escape into the cosmos. Now the soul is having supernatural power. Belief probably came into existence for practical intellectual reasons. Primitive people invented them to provide a reasonable explanation of death and dreams. He understood this element of religious belief as a kind of primitive science. So he told that this is also called as what? Primitive science. Why? What is science? Answer to questions. What is science? Answer to question. Now whether we got answer after death, what is happening to the man? Whether we got answer according to E.B. Tylor, whether he gave an answer to what is happening to the man after death, hence it is science, but primitive science. He called it as what? Yes, we got an answer, but what answer? Primitive science. Human rationality progressed. Religion moved from animistic belief in spirits of dead and of inanimate objects to polytheistic belief, so he told. So evolution, first it was animism. Then few people started asking, like you, where is soul? I am unable to see it. Then more intelligent person came and told, soul entered here, see. Then everyone started worshipping it. So this is an object. Inanimatism. Animatism. Soul which is escaped into the cosmos now came in the form of object. Then people want to have a form. People want to have a form, like a structure. Hence what came? Polytheism. Then people have a doubt. These many gods, which god I should worship? There is only one God who is combination of all those things. Hence evolved monotheism. This is evolution of religion according to E.B. Tylor. Animism, worship of souls. People asked logically, I am unable to see your soul. So here the soul is there in the form of objects. Hence they started worshipping the objects. Whether we worship the object, totems. Some symbols will be there. In village, bodrai, totems. Those are totems. Objects. Animatism. Then people told, what is this object? We want a form, a structure. Hence came what? Idols. Called as polytheism. How many gods I have to worship? I am confused. Give me only one God. Then where came? Monotheism. In this way, different forms of religions evolved according to E.B. Tylor. So first form of basic religion is animism, evolved into animatism, evolved into polytheism. Finally, monotheism. See, animism, polytheism, monotheism. In between what is there? Animatism is also there. Sold to ancient man's daydreaming concept, which is called as green funeral and dry funeral. Simple. What is green funeral? Waiting for 2 days. Not conducting any death funeral is called as green funeral. After 2 days, when soul is not coming back, they come to conclusion that the man died and they do death funeral. It is called as dry funeral. Next concept, what he told. E.B. Tylor linked happiness with 3 stages of evolution. Savagery man is less happier than civilized man. E.B. Tylor believed that savagery man is less happier than civilized man. Why, sir? He had his own reasoning. He believed that savagery man doesn't have time to be happy. Why? Because his only thought is having food, like animals. So he didn't know happy. He didn't know what is happiness also. Why? Because his only motto is searching for food. Then what happened? From savagery to barbarism to civilization, the food was readily available in civilized society. When food is readily available, he started thinking about other things. When he's thinking about other things, he's getting happiness. So according to E.B. Tylor, savagery man is less happier when compared to he is the first person to use statistics in anthropology. Statistics, when I use numbers, whether I will be called a scientific man. If I prove it with numbers, you will call me as scientific man. So he is the first person started using statistics, numbers. Definition. He is the first person who gave the definition of culture. What is the definition of culture? See it. Culture is complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, moral, law, customs and any other capability. This word is very important. Any other capability, yellow color, acquired by man as a member of society. Now your way of living, now your belief, now your customs, given by whom? Your parents. Parents are part of society. Given by whom? Your relatives, part of society. Your neighbors, your friends, your teachers, your society. So hence we are acquiring. So he gave the definition of culture. Culture is a complex whole which is combination of knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, custom, any other capability which is acquired by man as a member of society. So culture is nothing but we will be acquiring from society. We will give it to our children. They will give it to their children. Children also will be acquiring. Oh, ila undala, ala undala. That is called as culture according to E.B. Tylor. On race, we know what he believed. Racial superiority is a psychological. In the late 19th century, means somewhere around 1880, political controversy over the question whether all the races of mankind belong to physically and mentally to a single species. Tylor was powerful advocate of the physical and psychological unity of all mankind. They believed that all mankind, they might be physically different, mentally different, but they all belongs to one species called as Homo sapiens. So hence he is against what? Racism. He didn't do any field work. He just sitting and writing. Armchair anthropologist. He didn't do any field work. But great, no, first person. Think, go into the shoes of 1880, 1870, 1860, thinking and giving this. Hence he is called as what? Armchair? Armchairs untai kada, armchair. Old people will sit, they will sleep, armchair. It's just sitting and thinking and armchair anthropologist. He didn't do any field work. These are his contributions. So tell me, what are his contributions? Number one? And first form of religion is animism. Savagery to barbarism to civilization. Psychic unity of mankind, monogenism. Next. Comparative methods, very good. Comparative methods. Next. Culture. Comparative methods, psychic unity of mankind, culture parallels, culture survivals. Next. Animism and evolution of a story. How animism, a story. Animism and evolution of religion. Next. Three stages of evolution of society: savagery to barbarism to civilization. Reasoning. I want more rationality, more evolution. More rationality, more evolution. Next. First person to use statistics. Racial superiority is a psychological myth. Define culture. He told acquired. Man will be acquiring. Next. Here views on race, armchair anthropologist. No field work. You have to remember point. So these are all the contributions of E.B. Tylor. They will ask question. E.B. Taylor's views on race. We will link with 9.5 in your syllabus. Tomorrow we will give you syllabus copy printouts. 9.5 race and racism and unity is there in first class. I told you. There also we have to use this E.B. Tylor name. E.B. Tylor was the first anthropologist who believed, being himself a white man, being himself from a British community, where the people practiced racial superiority, he was against racism. And he believed racial superiority is psychological myth. If someone asks me, generally I am telling you, if someone asks me, who is greater reformist? For me, Abraham Lincoln. For me, Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Why, sir? B.R. Ambedkar will come in second line. Why, sir? I will tell you. Abraham Lincoln, he himself is a white man. He didn't know the pain of black people, what they are facing. Raja Ram Mohan Rai himself a male. He is not female. He didn't know the pain which female is facing. Why? Because he didn't experience it. Why? Because he is not female. But they fought for They fight for another. They are white, but they fought for black. B.R. Ambedkar, he suffered. So he know the pain. So he fought. But Abraham Lincoln, they don't know the pain. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, they don't know the pain, but they fought. So there is a bigger thing, more compassion, more empathy, more sympathy. He himself also great. Why? Because he himself a white man. But he is against racism. But however, it is subjected to criticism. కొందరు బండలు వేయడం మొదలు పెట్టారన్నమాట. ఏం చెప్పావు ఆయన, ఫీల్డ్ వర్కే చేయలేదు ఒకరు, ఇంకొకరు సోలు 2 రోజులు ఏమైంది అనుకుంటారు. సో క్రిటిసిజం, థియరీ ఆఫ్ savage philosopher. Theory of savage philosopher. He is a philosopher, but what type of philosopher? Savage philosopher. Savage means animal. Savage philosopher on daydreaming concept. It's a philosophy only, but what philosophy? Savage philosophy. No scientific evidence and lack of data collection. Because of no field work, he was criticized as psychological studies says primitive people are more happier than civilized man. You will also accept it. Primitive people are more happier than civilized. But he told otherwise. His comparative study is criticized. When we compare, obviously we will give degree. When we compare, we will give degree, superior, inferior. You both are going to same school, same tiffin box, same annual exam, second class, both are. He got A grade, you got D grade. Mother will beat nicely. Why it is happening? Comparisons. Oh, you got D grade, very good. Means there is no, when there is no comparison, whatever it may be, there is no, if there is no comparison, there is no discrimination. So you are advocating comparative methods, but comparative methods might lead to discrimination. When we give degrees, it leads to discrimination. When there is discrimination, one will be superior, other will be inferior. Ethnocentric, I am great view will come. When we compare, a great view will come. That I am great is called as ethnocentric. I am great ethnocentric when I will get, when I compare. So comparative methods will lead to a danger problem called as ethnocentrism. Comparative study is criticized as ethnocentric. But finally, whatever it may be, E.B. Tylor, you are the first anthropologist. E.B. Tylor, no one gave like you. E.B. Tylor, you might be an armchair anthropologist, but you are a positive conclusion. By early 20th century, almost all anthropologists had abundant research on demonstrating a single evolutionary sequence of humanity. In spite of critics, because of his initial works, he is considered as father of cultural anthropology, father of British anthropology. ఏదేమైనప్పటికీ కూడా he is called as father of cultural anthropology, father of British anthropology. So any question, intro, then their features, then a proper criticism. Then only next one person will come. No, for anthropological thought, for every school we need to have criticism. Then only next, then what next school people told, historical particularism what they told, what diffusionism told. So this is about E.B. Tylor. Who will revise me quickly? Yes, Kasama. Who will revise me quickly? Yes, మీరు చెప్పండి quickly.
E.B. Tylor, first professor anthropologist, father of cultural anthropologist, next study religion, animism, next civilization, psychic unity, he proposed it, and next cultural parallels, next this is the evolution of religion and animism theory.
Culture survivals. Very good. You listen for the first time this class? Very good. All points covered. Very good. What is criticism? Armchair anthropologist, no field work, no data collection, a savage philosopher, leading to ethnocentrism. Comparison. After this school, I will do PYQs. Write one question. What are the contributions of 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 E.B. Taylor to the school of classical evolutionism? To the school of classical evolutionism. Question mark, 10 mark. 10 marker. See, listen. Question mark, 10 marks. There are three types of questions in your examination: 10 marks, 15 marks, 20 marks. Whereas in your GS, you have 10 and 15. Earlier it was 12.5 into 20. 2 years back it was 12.5 into 20. Now they reduced it to 10 into 10 and 15 into 10. But in optionals you will have 10, 15, 20. 10 marks, 2 pages they will give. They will give you the question and 2 pages gap. Then another question. Then again 2 pages gap. Then another question. In that gap only you have to write. 10, no extra additional. What? That is 150 words. One page, another page. If you fill it, it is called as 150 words. They will not count the words. So if you are writing 2 pages, it is called as 150 words. 150 words means 10 marks. Then another will be 15 marker question. Question, 3 pages. Page means 1 side. Paper means 2 sides. So 15 marker. 3 pages. 1, 2, 3. Third. 15 marker question. Question, gap, gap, question. Then another question. Sorry. Gap, 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 another question. So for 15 marks, how many gaps you will have? 3 gaps. That is called as 200 words. You no need to count. If you fill 3 pages, that means you are writing 200 words. Then 20 marker question will be there. 4 pages. Question, gap, 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 then another question. 4 pages. 250 words. If you want to practice 250 words means you no need to count the words. If you are writing 4 pages means it is called as 250 words. But few people will write very small, few people will write big, that you should manage. But they will consider it if you are writing 3 pages, 200 words, 4 pages, 250 words. That you have to manage. If you are writing very small, then you should write little big. If you are writing very big, you have to reduce it. So such that every page should have 70 words. 70 to 75 words. 70 to 75 words, 70 to approximately they will be 130 to 170 words. If you write, it is called as 150 words. They will not count. You should not be so much meticulous. No need. మామూలుగా రాసే సరిపోతుంది. 2 పేజీలు నింపారు అంటే 150 వర్డ్స్ అన్నట్టే అది. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఫర్ 10 మార్కర్. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ 2 pages. Means how you will write. What is the question? What are the contributions of E.B. Taylor to the school of classical evolutionism? So question is about classical evolutionism, in which I am asking about contributions of E.B. Taylor. The question is not about E.B. Taylor. The question is about classical evolution. So you have to open with classical evolutionism. Classical evolutionism is the first school of thought in anthropological thought who had explained for the first time the evolution of man, evolution of societies, evolution of culture and evolution of religion. There are 3 prominent anthropologists in classical evolutionism. They are called as E.B. Taylor, Henry Morgan, James Frazer. 5 to 6 lines intro. Then side heading E.B. Taylor. E.B. Taylor's contribution to classical evolutionism. Point wise. Cheppandi points. Write about animism, write about culture parallels, write about evolution is in stages, psychic unity of mankind, monogenism, comparative methods, culture survivals, culture parallels, evolution of religion, finish. 8 points, you will explain it. So, 1 page completed, another page, half page completed, little bit, then conclusion. However, it is subjected to few criticism, 2-3 criticisms you write. However, it is subjected to few criticism, 2-3 criticisms, one-liners. Then, in spite of the criticism, he is regarded as father of cultural anthropology, he is father of modern anthropology. He was so vibrant that out of his time, his thought was there. Out of his time, his thought was there. That should be the conclusion. Allah. We should have, that is called a structure. Actually, writing answer is easy, but in the timeline we have to write. For example, 10 marker. Every 10 marker, 9 minutes. Time management you can do after 1 month. Now you focus on content. Now you focus on content, no need for time management. Slowly you will improve. First you write good answers. Let you take more time, no problem. First content should develop, no? But generally 10 marker means 9 minutes, 15 marker means 11 minutes, 20 markers means 13 minutes. This is wise time. But now you no need to think much about time management. First you start writing. Let you practice. Okay? Submit the answer tomorrow. Any doubts? 1 minute. See, good question. His question is why comparative methods are criticized. See, when I compare, then obviously I have to tell one person is good, another person is bad. When I tell one person is good, another person is bad, means bad person will feel, no? If I tell good person, good, I am good, he is ethnocentric in nature. So that is happening because of comparisons. So at one point of time when comparisons happen, when we give degree, so obviously one person will become superior, another person will become inferior. Why unnecessarily? You are creating, it is between the societies. America and India, if you compare, America is more modern, America is more developed, America is more advanced when compared to India. America is superior, India is inferior. When Indians are going there, they are treating with inferiority. Why? Because we compared. If not, we both are human beings. But Indians are seen as second grade. Why? Because we are not developed as if Americans. Because we are being compared. So when we compare in that way, superior people at one point of time, they might come to a conclusion that I am superior, I am ethnocentric. Then he fixes himself that I am superior lifelong. Then he see everyone with contempt, he will see everyone with hatred, he will see everyone with inferiority. That will be a psychological problem only, no? Yes.
What should be the exact point in the conclusion part? How to end the
So it's the same. Out of his time, he was so much, he gave the vision of evolution of thought, where he was very, very much practical. We have to want positive reality.
Should we write our own opinion?
It is not opinion, no. In anthropological thought, there will be no opinion. It's fixed. This is thought. Opinion based, they will ask, what is your opinion on one nation, one election? These are not opinion based questions. These are static. This is thought we cannot change.
Have to give positive.
Not positive means positive type only. Out of his time, he was in 18th century only. He had that much of thought process. Because of his efforts, he was been called as father of, like that. Positive only. Never you should give opinion unless they ask. నేనే ఒపీనియన్ ఇచ్చాను అనుకున్నాను, మీకు కోపం వస్తారా రాదా? ఎవరు సార్ మిమ్మల్ని అడిగింది? సో వెన్ దే ఆస్క్ ఓన్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్. Tomorrow's topic will be Abhinav. We will discuss Henry Morgan, individual contributions, and James Frazer, individual contributions, and tomorrow we will complete classical evolutions. Nisha, Taylor considered that Victorian society is very good, is highly civilized society. In this way, it is a drawback. Very good question, very good. See, he told Victorian society is highest stage of development. Is it not ethnocentric? That is also criticism. You are from Victorian society, so you are telling that Victorian society is highly evolved. I will not accept it. So hence it is called as criticism. Correct. He didn't got any primary data. It's all the thought process. Why? Because he didn't do any field work, Nishandini. If I am saving this side means the monitor is this side. FC April. See, there is one answer writing group is there. How online students, you have to write your answer, write your name. Kindly don't write your phone number or your email address. Just write your name. Write in white pages. If it is 10 marker, write only 2 pages. Make photos of it. Convert into PDF. and I will post the link, answer rating group for online students. There you have to post your answer. For that file, keep it as day 1 so that you can have a count how many answers you written. That number will give you confidence. If it is 100 days, if you written 100 answers means enough, you will get 300 marks. If you really write 100 answers. ఏదో చేయాల్సిన యూపీఎస్సీ రావాలంటే ఒక 20 ఎస్ఏలు 100 ఆన్సర్స్ రాస్తే చాలు. ఇట్స్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ ప్రాక్టీస్. యూ విల్ నాట్ డూ, ఐ నో దట్, ఐఎమ్ సీయింగ్. సో ఆన్ ఫైల్ నేమ్ it should be day 1 classical evolutionism. Like that, if you post, evolution will be easy. Very good. See, he completely studied religion. He discussed more about evolution of religion. He studied out of 10 concepts, 1 concept was religion. His subject matter is more, that we will discuss tomorrow.
Without comparison, there will be no competition.
That is also there. You have to criticize, so we are criticizing. Why? Because after this school, historical particularism will come. Franz Boas, he is against ethnocentrism, he is against comparisons. Let it no be competition, let every man be free. Why we should be in competition? Franz Boas will question them.
It leads to communism.
It leads to communism. Any doubts? Tomorrow, thank you.